Hello guys, welcome back to Cassette Confessions. We're approaching the home stretch again. We are getting close to the end, of course. You know, to the final few we are. And today we're looking at the last BBC Children's Favourites compilation that I actually do own. Because we had like the biggest children's VHS ever from 95, Toybox 4, Toybox bumper video. And then we come to this one, Children's BBC Favourites with Toybox magazine. An interesting one this is. This is quite a very bizarre VHS to go on from. It came free with Toybox magazine back in the day in 2000, and I can't remember where I got the magazine from. It's been a long, well, it's been many years, 20 years actually. So I probably don't know where I got it from, unfortunately. So it has been included on here. It's also worth covering this VHS, like reviewing, sort of talking about it, reviewing it, of course. And yeah, so this is a sort of a promo video, really. It's more akin to what you expect from, like, well, something like, you know, like Children's Play School Favourites in a way. You know, you have like some whole episodes that maybe run for 5 minutes, but you get other stuff that's sort of excerpts. That's basically like this. It's like a butchered version of a Toybox video in a way. Sort of is very much, but it's just a promo. It came free in magazine, so it has its rights and it has its merits, of course. You know, it's free. It's free a magazine you bought for maybe like £1.99 or something back in the day. We've got about nine things to go on from, and there's quite a few new additions to this one. Yeah, the same old stuff, of course, but we'll get through them. So first we've got is Teletubbies. I never mentioned about Teletubbies beforehand. It's alright show. If you're younger, if you grew up like in the late 90s and stuff, you probably appreciate it more really. Then you sort of do, because it's quite alright really. You know, it's memorable in places, but it can be a bit you know, like just bad in some places really. I forgot what it's called now. Twisty Dance it's called. This except it's called. I can't remember anything about it, unfortunately, so I can't tell it, but it says Twisted Dancing, so I thought, okay. Then we've got Bob the Builder, so I think it's the only VHS in terms of BBC shows to include Bob the Builder in, actually. So it's the only sort of BBC compilation that includes Bob the Builder. It's an episode called Mucky Muck, which is actually it's a very fun one, actually. You know, I think it came from Series 2 or Series 3, I think. But it's a fun one. I remember the BBC, I think the BBC repeated it again, maybe at some point during the early 2000s, I think, actually. That's when I caught the whole thing. It used to freak me out, actually, towards the end, really, when Spud face plants in mud and his nose is all crooked and stuff. It's like, that used to creep me out as a child, when I was young, actually. So, but interestingly, this is just an excerpt. It's just the messing around with mud and just causing dirty, you know, like, they don't want to be clean and anything else. So, like, Dizzy and Muck don't want to be clean or anything like that. But it's a decent little excerpt, really. The Tweenies is next. I can't remember what was it, like, Woolly Jumper or something like that, I don't know. Really, Tweenies, I remember them vaguely because I used to watch them on TV back in the day, and yeah, very much they were fun. I mean, they are quite interesting. I mean, Justin Fletcher was actually part of the Tweenies actually at the time, really, which is interestingly funny because he was in Fun Sun Factory back in the 90s. He jumped onto this and he jumped on doing Mr. Tumble and also all sorts of stuff and Shaun the Sheep. So yeah, he's had a very fruitful career in children's television. Fletcher himself, so good on him. Good on him, actually. Then we got some stuff like Yo-Ho Ahoy, which is a full episode. This is Mops with Poop. So Yo-Ho Ahoy. The only time I'm going to talk about this song, I've never mentioned it before, and Path Nostalgia or anything else. Yo-Ho Ahoy, pirate TV. It's a TV show on the pirate ship here, of course. But that's the only thing they say. That's the sort of dialogue they say. Yo-Ho Ahoy, Yo-Ho Ahoy, all that sort of stuff. Really, that's all they say on it. It's a bit ridiculous. I mean, it's sort of pandering to the very preschool younger end, of course. Good animation, though, I have to admit. It's pretty good, solid animation. And the episode, of course, is nice, funny, and hilarious. You know, they're trying to clean Poop, of course, the cabin boy, who's basically he's basically tired all the time. He's like suffering from fatigue or something. And let's go around mopping all ship using brushes. And he does it like in a sort of ice skating, of course, and angers the captain, who's a starfish hook hand character, of course. But it's funny. That's the only episode I've ever seen of the show, really, of that show. So fair enough. There's nothing really else to talk about it, but it's all right, I have to admit. Then we've got Angel Mouse. Angel Mouse, another actually good show. Actually, it's has Sir David Jason, of course. So another one that I was so familiar with from many years ago before I discovered sitcom and acting stuff, really, is live action acting stuff. But it's a good one, actually. It's the first episode, actually, where this bird meets his friend, of course, and Angel Mouse discusses his past, of course, like being a good angel and do something wrong, because he's all clumsy and does mistakes and stuff, really. But it's good, actually. you know, it's nice. Next up we've got is Noddy and the Magic Knight, Noddy's Toyland Adventures. I think it's the last time I got to talk about Noddy's Toyland Adventures on this show, series actually. Just excerpt, Noddy and the Magic Knight. I think this came from series 2 or series 3 actually, so it's a new episode that I've never seen before. Just Noddy claiming that the moon is a pond and tells big ears and stuff, and you know, he doesn't understand reflections or anything like that. Bit strange, but hey ho, just they're included. Yeah, but it's a decent excerpt really. Next up we got is Postman Pat. Postman Pat has too many parcels, just an excerpt really. A great excerpt actually. I always fondly remember this excerpt. This clip of Pat on this homemade scooter made by Teletubbies just deliver parcels very much like yes. Because everyone's buying, apparently, and I actually watched the episode maybe recently just to get a bit of context of what the actual episode was about. All I got was just delivering parcels on a homemade scooter out of a chair and a desk and stuff like that, a little tiny motor engine, and causing chaos. Like he can't, you know, he's just driving into haystacks and breaking even into people's gardens and stuff, which is hilarious. It's a good clip. They actually shows rightly on that clip actually. But in context of the episode, it's basically, you know, Sam, the mobile salesman, has actually got a catalog, and everyone's just constantly buying stuff with this catalog that he's sort of bringing out to the villages. And that's why they're getting more parcels for. Like, it's just getting stuff with parcels, really. But it's really good. I really enjoy it. It's funny as hell. Then we got Fireman Sam. This is Teletubbies. It's a good one, actually. This came from the second one. I've talked about Teletubbies before, and it's a decent episode because it's basically the fire scene, of course, when the television bursts into flames. Fireman Sam and his crew come to rescue, of course, and Trevor just comes in, and it ends with Trevor just coming at the end and say, have I missed something or something? You know, and just ends like that, really. And finally, we end up with Pingu and the Lost Ball. Bit strange, actually. This is a bit of a clip end, even though Pingu only runs for 5 minutes, really. I think it's a full episode, actually. I think, you know, involves Pingu and a red ball. You know, just because Joel Pingu wants it. Pingu throws it on a shelf just so she can't get it. He goes back and feels gleefully himself, finds it maybe the next year later on that it's gone missing, and obviously just goes on his way to find it, of course. He finds it in his bed underneath a duvet, and that's really about it, really, with that Pingu and Lost Ball episode. So yeah, Jones BBC Favourites, 2000. Decent little compilation. It's better than if I had to pick from Children's Play School favourites in this one. This is actually better. I think because it's clip wise and everything else, it seems to work all right actually. So some stories I've seen before, like Teletubbies, I've seen beforehand, so I'm not really bothered about that. But they choose some memorable stuff actually, in terms of clip wise. You know, like with Postman Pat and Noddy, you know, and they sort of pick the right ones. You know, that sort of standout scenes that make it a bit more interesting. Then obviously like a meandering, pandering excerpt on Play School Favourites, if you look back on it. Other than that, it's a decent little VHS, and it's the last one of the BBC Children's compilations I'm going to talk about on the channel, on the series actually. So, yeah, I still own this actually. It's damaged up actually, unfortunately, because it was released in a cardboard sleeve, so these small things have quite one of them's quite a bit cracked actually. Not fully cracked, it's just had a little bit of crackage on it, unfortunately, but still have it, I do. Other than that, nothing else to say. Thank you guys for watching, as always. See you for the next video, and goodbye.